first guest tonight is a talented actress and producer you know from films such as The Lost Daughter, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Daddy-O, and the 50 Shades film. She stars next in Materialists, which will be in theaters Friday, June 13th. Please welcome back to the show our friend Dakota Johnson, everyone. Welcome back, friend. How are you?
Wow.
I should explain. Last time you were here...
I should explain.
Yeah. Well, last time you were here, you looked fantastic, and I felt like a schlub, and I promised you that I would rectify the situation.
You said you were going to do 600 squats.
I did say I would do 600. Well, I did also promise I was going to show my butt.
Or squats for 6 months.
I can't remember. Whatever it was,
600 squats isn't very many.
The thing is, whatever it was, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
I just put on my name. Well, again, because this was shameful. Somebody showed me this picture afterwards, and it was like, I just couldn't.
See, look, I really just feel like I don't wear pants on this show.
I do feel like we might have to institute a pants rule.
I go through the schedule, and I'm like, okay, a dress. Okay, no pants. Whatever. And then...
Seth famously hates pants.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you back. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You were just at the Cannes Film Festival. How was that experience?
That was really crazy. I haven't ever been there.
First time?
Yeah.
And that seems like very glamorous.
Well, it was also, it was a movie that my company produced and that I was in, and that was crazy. And like, everyone is so beautiful all the time. And
is it pressure when everyone is so beautiful all the time?
I felt like I was on another planet. And
so it was totally fine?
Time isn't real.
Yeah.
It was totally fine.
But do you get like red carpet stage fright when it's that fashion forward?
I get, you know what's funny is I actually am always afraid, even not on the sidewalk, of falling, but of falling like off the earth.
Gotcha.
Like I feel like my feet are not, I think they're slightly too small for my body.
Interesting.
For my height.
You should have this checked out.
I know.
But have you had bad falls, or is this just something that you've...
Oh my God, I have fallen so badly. I fell at Cannes, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Did people see it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. But were you fallen as a kid? Yes. Wow.
Yeah, and I'd run into things. I fell back at SNL. I fell. I was standing. Sometimes I go. I'm obsessed with SNL, so I go and watch and sit where Lorne sits.
Oh, so this isn't. You didn't fall when you hosted. You just like went back to visit and fell then.
So I went out front with Lorne to watch Weekend Update because sometimes he's like, come and watch on the floor, which is like the coolest thing ever. And then I took like a tiny step backwards, and I completely knocked over and fell into an entire set piece. And it was like, like during, and he was like, you were there and then you weren't there.
And then you went, I think not known for its fashion is Mets games. But you were at a Mets game.
Yeah.
And you, I guess you made your own jersey.
Well, I didn't make my own jersey.
Okay. Did you ask for this combination of like name and number?
I was invited to the Mets game, and you know, I have a movie coming out, and it was like promo for the movie, and that was really fun to go to a baseball game because sports.
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Right? Love sports.
Famously love sports.
Famously.
Yeah.
Ask me anything about baseball. Come on.
How many innings?
9.
Great.
Bottom of the 9th.
Bottom of the 9th. That's famously the last one.
That is. And then it's over. There's not a 10th.
What do they do if it's tied?
They all go home.
Yeah. It's kind of nice, because they all have that moment where they're like, you know what? Today we're all winners.
Yeah. They all go home.
That's why I love that moment. They just wave at each other from the dugouts. And
no, they all go home together.
Oh, they go home together?
Yes. Yes, and they have a barbecue.
2-2 after 9.
And they go home.
Barbecue.
That sucks, but we're still friends.
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, what's winning?
What is it?
What's losing if you're gonna have a burger with friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a baseball fan.
They asked me if I wanted a jersey, and I was like, 100% I want a jersey. And they said, what do you want the name to be and your number? And I said, well, naturally, DJ 69.
Yeah, so this is really nice. This is good fashion. And And you love the 69 Mets. I mean, people should get their head out of the gutter. This is about the 1969
The
Mets team.
1969 Mets team, whose shortstop
Oh my God, go for it.
was named Gary
Oh my God, remember him?
Rickelson.
Gary Rickelson.
Gary
They said, my
Rickelson.
dad always like, oh, I wish you'd seen Rickelson
They'd be
play.
like, Rickelson, Rickelson.
I mean, obviously you're not making this up if you could come up with the chant that quickly.
I know, I was there.
You also have a book club, and how
We're
did your book
moving
club?
on.
Yeah, moving on. Enough about Gary Rickelson. How did your book club come to be?
Well, I have a production company called Tea Time.
Yeah.
I love reading. We also try to option books that we love to make them movies. And so we started a book club, and we have like just really good taste in books.
You have really good taste in books, and you have
Yes.
very good social media. And I want to shout out whoever's doing this because I'm going to say something. I don't think these are actual photos with you holding these books.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, again, it's excellent photoshopping, but I do have some questions. Like, just your ability to, like, frame up the book to the camera lens. This one is the one where I'm almost like, so there was no better picture to try?
But I'm really thinking about the antidote. in
Yeah,
this
you're really
photo.
thinking about this. This one, I like, you're like, hey, like, it's like a paparazzi said, hey, Dakota, what are you reading?
It's called Loca.
All right, I got to ask you about...
It's Dina, our social media wizard, Dina. Dina.
And then what's the... Do you guys have a chant for Dina?
We have an Instagram a chant?
Yeah.
Dina.
Yeah.
Dina. I don't know if that's if you ever heard of that before.
I have heard of the Dina chant. But you have an Instagram and people can check out your tea time
We have
books.
an Instagram channel where we do deep dives on the books.
All right.
And they're really cool.
All right. Well, we'll check that out. You have to stick around, though, because I want to talk about this amazing film. You guys, this is Dakota Johnson. We'll be right back.
You look about 6 feet tall. How much money do you make?
Just straight up like that.
I make 80 grand a year before taxes. Do you make more or less than that?
More.
I know. Finance, right?
Private equity. Do you want a drink?
Sure.
What do you want?
Coke and beer.
We're back with Dakota Johnson. That was a clip from Materialist. I really loved it. I was very excited for it, not just because of the great cast, but Celine Song made one of my favorite movies of recent years, Past Lives.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you were a fan of that film as well.
No.
No. You were like, you called her up, you're like, your last one stunk, but I think I can get you on
I think
track.
we'll do better this time. No, I'm really in love with her and her brain and her heart and her soul. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Past Lives I thought was incredible, and I met Celine and I thought we were just like having a meeting. I didn't think I would be considered for this movie at all, but she liked me.
It's a really nice New York movie, and one of the things I like about it, there's some great stoop acting. I like when people act on stoops.
Yeah.
There's a great fire escape scene. I
Yes.
like that. And
That scene was I think, so beautiful.
It's
It was
gorgeous.
so amazing to shoot.
it's also, I feel like she has a real confidence in her cast because there's a lot of times where the camera just sort of doesn't do a lot and just
Yeah.
lets you have scenes between two really good actors. Do you like, I mean, when you're doing it, is that the plan? Do you know this is going to be a one-shot for the course of the conversation?
Because she's a playwright, so her dialogue is incredible and it's so delicious and wonderful to say that, you know, she can stay in a wide shot of just two people speaking for a very long time and it feels very intimate rather than, you know, seeing their faces. It's just it's such a confident way of filmmaking, and it was just fun. It was like also sparring with actors like Pedro and Chris. Just so fun.
It's really great. I've heard it described as a rom-com, but I feel like it's more of a rom-com dram, a rom-drom-com. Because it's very dram, but it's also got some com.
It's super dram.
It's
like
super
a
dram.
rom-dramedy.
There you go, rom-dramedy.
Rom-dramedy.comedy.
But it is, I mean, I feel like it's a very small, it's like a niche genre that I'm a big fan of the rom-dram com.
Well, it's very much like, in the vein of Nora Ephron movies,
Yes.
Jim Brooks movies, like broadcast news, but also more recent films, kind of like Worst Person in the World, which
Yes.
I love so much.
That's a fantastic Norwegian film.
It is
Yeah.
amazing, by Joachim Trier.
Yes.
And he's the director, and I'm obsessed with him in that movie, and Renata Reinsvet as well. But I think it's this balance of leaning into the actual really sad side of love.
Yes.
Of Rom.
It's a little, yeah, I would say that your character certainly has a deep cynicism about the Rom.
You could say that.
Yeah. I'm gonna. And I did.
And you did. And he did.
Past
and
lives.
good night.
Look, you're not allowed. She's not allowed to say goodnight. The last shot of Past Lives was like I just remember like leaving the theater and thinking about it, and then I had the exact same. There's just I don't want to give anything away, but there's a really resonant last shot in this movie as well. I feel like were you
Shut
like?
up.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's cool.
It is cool.
It is cool. You're in a very cool movie, and it's very cool to have you back.
Thank
and I'm
you.
sorry about how bad I dressed the last time.
I'm obsessed with this. Let's go out to dinner.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You guys, that's Dakota Johnson, everybody. Materialist. From theaters Friday, April 10th. We're right back with Questlove.